So the Digi 2, Cressi calls it a digital interpretation of a pressure and depth gauge with benefits. Going to tell you all about it. Hi guys, welcome to my home office. You know, I've been waiting on this unit quite a while. I did a video like you see over here about back in February of 2019. And the reason why it's been so interesting is a lot of times folks say, well, you know, I'm really interested in diving old school or whatever it happens to be. But I want you to think about it. So today we utilize digital timers on our computers. Our smartwatches have digital timing on it. Of course, our cell phones have digital timing on it. So we're extremely used to seeing digital timing, and analog, especially when it's in a smaller setting, can be kind of difficult to see. So with the advent of the digital displays, like we've seen on many of the different computers, and the fact that we're so used to it, why not bring it into today's realm? And you're not necessarily having to buy a console computer. Now, one of the things you're going to notice about the Digi, and I'm going to show it here, is it's not too big, but it's not too little. So when we take a look at it, we first get it, and you'll notice I've got one of the, I like the white one. So when you first look at it, you're going to notice it's got this little cover on it. Now the cover is meant, yes, to protect the screen, but it's also meant to activate the Digi 2. Now I don't have this hooked up to a regulator or tank, of course, but I'm still going to be able to activate it. And one of the things you're going to notice right here, that's a little magnet. And that magnet can be used, and I'm going to explain this in a few minutes, that magnet can be used to change the settings from imperial to metric, but you're able to change that very easily. Now, when you remove the cover, what it does, it will activate. So when you activate it, you're going to notice it goes through a pass or a fail system, and then you can see how nice and big those numbers are. Now, the Digi 2 has a maximum pressure rating of 300 bar, recommended pressure rating of 300 bar, about 4,400 PSI. One of the things about it is that it is a pressure gauge, it's a depth gauge, and it's in essence, a dive timer. And there's a few other little benefits in here that we're going to talk about. Now, the max depth rating is 50 meters. This is not meant to be a tech unit. This is a recreational unit. So when you take this unit and maybe combine it with a nice recreational dive computer, then you've really got a nice setup added to your regulator kit. Now, when you activate or turn your pressure on, this, if it's asleep, it will activate once that pressure reaches 150 psi. It will automatically activate. Once it hits 4 feet, it will also activate. Now, after you secure your air, and it doesn't change, and you bleed your system, if this is still hooked up to your reg set, after 2 minutes, it will deactivate also. And of course, what that does, it saves the battery in here. Now, yes, the Digi 2 is battery operated. I'll let you see the back cover there where you can change your battery. Now, the battery is a standard 2450. They're easily accessible. One of the things you want to make sure, though, is when you change this battery, you know how to do it. Pay attention to the instructions. You know how to do it. If you don't, take it to your shop. Let the shop do it. Because you've also got to change the O-ring in here. Now, Cressi has a kit that has the battery. It has the O-ring in it, I think it's got a little pack of lube in there too. When you change the battery and you put the new battery in, it will begin a 60-second countdown. Now, in that 60 seconds, you need to secure the back. And when you secure the back, it goes through a safety check. And it will read right on the front screen, pass or fail. One of the benefits of this unit is every time you activate it, it does a self-check, pass or fail. Pretty nice deal in my opinion. Once you turn it on, it goes through a little segment review and it tells you what version the software is and everything on here. And in addition, the current depth, which would be 0, and dive time, which would be 0. And that kind of rotates back and forth at the surface, and while you're diving, that changes down here. I'm going to put a picture of it over there of what I'm talking about. Right over here, it's going to give you a battery status. So if the battery is not showing on the screen, it says, and it's telling you that this unit has plenty of battery power to operate. Now, if the battery shows, it's telling you that the battery is becoming low, and you need to go ahead and consider changing the battery. Now, when you have this unit off, in other words, nothing showing, and the battery icon is showing, what it's telling you is that the battery does not have enough power in the unit for you to be utilizing the unit, and you must change it immediately. So again, nothing on the screen except for the battery status. Change it immediately. Now, of course, we want to know what is the average for the battery. Now, with a normal of about 50 dives a year, and with that normal battery life is going to be about 3 years. If you do like 700 dives, then 1 year. So not many folks do 700 dives in a year, but that's about 1 year. But again, you got a battery status on here, and you know, when you send your regulator in every 12 to 18 months to get it serviced, just have them go ahead and change the battery. Now, one of the other things I want to tell you, please don't leave the unit in extreme cold. It's an LCD screen, of course, or extreme heat. All right, so the Digi 2, in my opinion, is, again, one of those pieces of gear I've been waiting on. Now, this unit was not given to me. I bought this unit, and that's how I believe in this unit, is that it's easy to see. It gives you a lot of different benefits, and one of the benefits that's interesting in this that I haven't spoken about before, so thank you for continuing to watch the video, is that this bottom timer, depth gauge, pressure gauge will also give you approximate time remaining on the air that you're showing. But it's going to give you an approximate time left. Now, most people out there, hate to say this, but most people out there dive on one thing, and that's how much air they have left. I want to remind you folks that you need to be paying attention to your NDL, especially if you're using those bigger tanks that I talk about in some of the videos. So pay attention to your NDL. That's why you've got your computer. Make sure you're paying attention to how much air you've got left. What's the best way? Check it often. A couple of little notes from Cressi. They say, please don't change this hose with other hoses. If you do, it'll void the warranty. How long is the warranty? The warranty is 2 years. I appreciate you guys sticking around watching the whole video. If you haven't subscribed, reach down there and hit the subscribe button. I'm shooting this from the home office, and I hope you're all staying safe out there. And as we always say here at Diver Supply, when you start diving again, Dive safe. Thanks for watching.